Hey, what's going on? It's the Petrol list.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dalton from the Petrol list, and today I'm working on our Monday video, because remember, Monday is the one day that I guarantee a video drop. The other videos are, if I feel inspired to share something, or if there's something time sensitive or newsworthy. But this is the Monday video, and today I am going to be reacting to a Car and Driver article, the 25 best-selling cars, trucks, and SUVs of 2023 so far. I'm fortunate enough to have a whole bunch of car friends and car people that are into cars. They tend to buy interesting cars. Interesting doesn't necessarily mean the most expensive. Some of them are expensive, and some of them are just interesting, like it built Miata. Anyway, I don't spend a whole heck of a lot of time thinking about, the regular cars that that people drive when they're not really thinking about, performance or heritage or tunability and all that kind of stuff. We're talking just, regular transportation, which is actually quite important. So I think this is a gauge to see, I don't know, what is a gauge for? What is a gauge for? Maybe I'm just reacting to the cars I see on the road, or maybe I'm thinking about stepping outside of my own thoughts and thinking about, well, how does the rest of the population see cars? I'm very passionate about them. Maybe other folks are just like, it gets me to the grocery store. All right, grocery getter. Number 25 is the Chevy Malibu. 111,449 units sold. This one I'm actually pretty surprised by, because I didn't really know Chevy was moving that many cars, especially sedans. I thought sedans were dead, but apparently the Malibu is alive and kicking. I thought Malibus were just rental cars. Didn't realize that folks were really driving those, but they are. 111,000 folks are driving them. All right. How much does this thing cost? It says so far sales are up 40% compared with this time last year. I know that sedans are a little bit cheaper than SUVs. Like, for instance, the Volkswagen Jetta, I think you can get a new one of those for like $22,000. To me, that's a deal. That's a steal. Like, Jettas are really good quality cars. They look good, and if I remember correctly, they handle pretty well. And I think it's on average like $5,000 or $10,000 less than an SUV that's kind of in that same class. So I can see why sedans are coming up. Number 24 is the Chrysler Pacifica, 112,198 units sold. This one I get. I actually went on a vacation with some family, my wife's side of the family, and we had enough people where we had to get I want to say it was a Chrysler Pacifica hybrid. It was actually pretty awesome. It was pretty cool. Not necessarily something on daily, but if you had a lot of people, heck yeah. And also Chrysler, was it Caravan? No, Dodge Caravan. But Chrysler is in the same family as Dodge. It's like the granddaddy of caravans. If anybody knows what they're doing with a minivan, it's Chrysler Dodge. They know what's up. They're the originators. Number 23, Subaru Crosstrek. Subaru Crosstrek, 114,632 units sold. I won't lie, I like this car. I almost got one when I was looking at the Bronco. I needed something that was utilitarian. Bronco's very utilitarian, and I wanted a manual transmission. This is one of, I want to say like 3 like off-roady vehicles that still offers a manual. The Toyota Tundra, the Crosstrek, and the Bronco are all off-roady utilitarian vehicles that still offer manual transmission. That's what I wanted, and that's what brought the Crosstrek into the mix. It's a good looking car. If the Bronco wasn't available, I would probably go for this. I'd probably go for this Crosstrek over a Jeep Wrangler, and I'm not exactly sure why. Mazda CX-5, 115,855 units sold. That's a lot. It's a good looking car. It looks hot hatch-ish. Hot hatch-ish. Not much more to say about that. Subaru Outback, 122,881 units sold. I don't like this one as much as the Crosstrek, and it literally comes down to aesthetics. I don't think it's as good looking as a vehicle. It's all-wheel drive, so I mean, it's kind of like potato. It's your preference. Like, if you're in the market for a Crosstrek, I don't see why you wouldn't get an Outback. The proportions are off to me. Number 20 is the Jeep Wrangler, 126,551 units sold. I would have thought it was more, because in DFW, every second car is a Jeep Wrangler, and it's got those little peeps in the window, the rubber duckies. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what it's about, but there's a lot of them. I get it. I did drive one. The interior was a little bit squished for how big of a vehicle it is, and for that reason, I went for the Bronco instead. Number 19, Ford Explorer, 138,132 units sold. This is good looking. It's a good looking, robust kind of vehicle. And if you need 3 rows of seating and you want your vehicle to look better than a Pacifica, which also I think actually looks decent, you go for the Explorer instead. Toyota Highlander is number 18, 138,178 units sold. Not bad. It's getting a little more boxy. Doesn't look like it could do anything off-road. I'm sure they have an off-road package, but the regular one, the standard one, it looks like kind of a minivan, but shaped better. Not trying to insult anybody who drives one of these, the Highlanders, but it's not bad looking. I don't know if it's for me. I think I would go for the Explorer instead. It's got kind of that off-duty cop vibe. No, unmarked cop vehicle vibe. Kind of a little menacing. Like a bit of menacing in my cars, except for the Miata. I need to make that one look more menacing. It's too nice. Honda Civic comes in at number 17. 146,881 units sold. This is an old standard. Honda Civic, it's a lot bigger than Honda Civics used to be. It used to be Civic, and then the Accord was gargantuan compared to it. Now, the Civic looks quite similar in size to the Accord. The Civic is a full-size sedan, if you ask me. It's not a hatchback. I mean, it's a hatchback in the fact that it doesn't have a rear deck lid, but it's a sedan. It's okay. I like what they did with the front. It kind of harkens back to the old ones now. Honda Accord. Is it just me, or does it look like a Civic with a little bit of a different grille? Anyway, Honda Accord, 152,202 sold. Not bad looking car. Accord, the accordion. I don't know what else to say. The Civics, when they get sporty, they look really good. The Accord, I wonder if they could make a sporty version of that. I guess it's the Acura Integra. No, the Integra is based on the. I don't know. Anyway, Honda's cranking them out. They're doing a good job. You're doing a good job, Brownie. Just keep doing it. Hyundai Tucson, 153,180 units sold. Good looking vehicle. It looks a little bit like a CD player from the 90s. With that kind of like smooth. I feel like I could hit the eject button and the hood would open. I could just like pop out my Rage Against the Machine CD and put in System of a Down, then put in my headphones. It's kind of what the Tucson looks like a little bit to me. Chevy Equinox, 154,142 units sold. Let's see. Number 13, Toyota Corolla. That is an old staple. I love me a Corolla. I've never owned one, but I like the idea. I like the idea of a simple four-door, sedan. Maybe you can put a manual transmission in it, and just something fun, to zip around town. Not too serious. It looks pretty decent. 165,000 units sold. I can believe in that. Doesn't say the price. I don't know how much these cost. Anyway, all right, number 12, Tesla Model 3, 173,500 units sold. I really thought there were more of these on the road. The Tesla lineup to me isn't that good looking. The Model Y and the Model 3 both look like duck helmets. A helmet for a duck. And the Model X kind of used to look good to me, but it really looks like an egg. The Model S, I think, is the only one that I think is good looking, and I don't think they're aging well. Have you ever seen a dented Tesla? They don't look like they should be dented. All right, Toyota Tacoma, 179,681 units sold, and this one, I know for a fact, comes with a manual transmission. I know that because when I was looking for a four-wheel drive vehicle, I kind of looked at this. Number 10, Jeep Grand Cherokee, 182,871 units sold. I knew that Jeeps, the Grand Cherokees were still around. I didn't know that they were still around in that much force. Pardon me for a second. The one thing that I do have to say about Jeep SUVs is when you get one, you kind of feel like you have that off-road capability. I mean, it might not be a rock crawler out of the box, but at the very least you can hit some light trails in it, because I think Jeep is one of the last manufacturers that still pays attention to, I can get groceries, but it should still be able to get groceries if it is at the end of a 3-mile dirt trail. That Nissan Rogue, it's not bad looking. Number 9, 211,000 units and 211,091 units. Better. Not bad looking. Looks like it would not make it off-road, but it looks like it would carry a crap load of groceries, and we know that that is actually what it's going to do more of. GMC Sierra. So once we get into deeper into the top 10, you already know it's going to be a lot of pickup trucks, because this is America. Americans love their pickup trucks. So the GMC Sierra, 216,227 units sold. What can I say about the Sierra? I don't know. It looks like every other GMC pickup. Mercedes and GMC, I don't know their nomenclature. This could be the Colorado with a different badge, but I don't know. Toyota Camry, I've never owned one. It comes in at number 7, but it's always been one of my favorite cars. Not necessarily because I yearn for one, lust over one, but just because Toyota has been so consistent, so solid with the Camry. It kind of reminds me of the 3 Series in that way. A very solid design, a very solid purpose that has not changed for decades. If this was a rear-wheel drive car, I think the Toyota Camry would be as legendary as the 3 Series, because people would have taken it to the track, especially, oh my gosh, if they had a manual version of it, rear-wheel drive. Yeah, that would be, I think would be one of those classics that is always a classic no matter what. Honda CR-V number 6, 262, that's 250,000, 262,351 units sold. It's looking a little more boxy than it used to be. I think boxy is kind of the wave of the future, at least for the next decade. I think people got tired of the melted cheese designs of the 90s and the super swoopy designs of the 2000s and 2010s. I think we're into boxy, and I think I like it. At least for SUVs. I like a boxy SUV. Sedans, I don't know, shape them any way you want. Okay, Tesla Model Y. This is why I thought that there are a lot more Model 3s. The Model Y, I believe, is the stretched out, bigger version of the Model 3. Again, I don't know. It's underwhelming to look at. The interior on these is underwhelming as well. I just walked past a Model S earlier today and it had the white leather, and it just looks so plain and boring and it makes no sound. I'm not being biased. Maybe I am. I don't know. Model Y. As in, why would you get one? Alright, anyway, let's talk about the RAV4. 302,831 units sold. I actually really like the look of it. I like these squared off fender arches. It looks a little bit like the Crosstrek, and it looks rugged. I would rock this. It looks solid. Yeah, it looks manly or something. I don't know. Whatever. Number 3, Ram pickup. Ram pickup? Is Ram its own company now? I think I heard that. So it's just a Ram. Not a Dodge Ram, just a Ram. Looks like every Dodge truck I've seen for the last 15 years. Okay, cool. It's got the frowny face in the front. Chevy Silverado is number 2, 403,403 units sold. I'm not lying, it says 403. And it looks just like the GMC Sierra. Is the Sierra the same as the Silverado? I do not know. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me. And then number 1, of course we already knew this, is the Ford F Series. Now this F-150, or are we talking F-150 through F-350? Oh, 12,000 of this 573,000 units were the Lightning. So we have, essentially we've got 12,000 people with buyer's remorse, because from what I hear, it's a crappy truck. But the F-150 is solid. Ford makes a good truck. They know what they're doing. So overall, what are my thoughts on the top 25? I think I learned more about myself than I learned about America's buying patterns. I learned that I buy odd cars, and everybody else buys normal, practical cars that can go places without getting fixed every 2 weeks, or that have like actual seats with actual seat belts and not racing harnesses and stuff. I learned that I don't buy practical cars. I guess that's what people who are passionate about automobiles do. They buy the crappiest versions. But I will say that right now, the average car is really good looking. In the 80s and 90s, I feel like, sometimes you would get some vehicles that are really nice, where the designers kind of thought outside the box, and like the old Sierra Cosworths or the 3 Series or stuff like that. And then the rest of them, I don't know, a lot of them didn't really look that good. But it seems like everything right now, especially like this year, is looking quite nice. That's a good thing. But then again, they are also very expensive. The average new car transaction was like $46,000. That's nothing to scoff at. That's a lot of money. So maybe for that money in return, you're getting, vehicles that look good. So no such thing as a free lunch. I think that's it. That's my reaction. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you bought any of these vehicles. And if you did, and I wasn't nice to it, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. You can take it. You can take it. Not everybody likes my Miata. I've heard it. All right. Thanks for watching.